Do you feel like you are stuck in your digital business or as digital entrepreneur and you have this feeling that you are barely surviving? Then just imagine for 1 second how it would feel if you could change just one thing and one thing only that would change your whole business and your whole life and journey as an entrepreneur. If this is something that interests you, then stay tuned to learn how to finally get your business from barely surviving to a process of constant improvement and tangible results and success. Hi, my name is Federico Pacheco. I specialize in helping digital entrepreneurs and creators to not only maintain their well-being but also to achieve their most impactful goals by combining my knowledge as a medical doctor with effective business strategies. Many of you know the feeling. You started your own business and you just feel stuck. There are so many tasks, but you don't even know if your hard work is bringing you the desired results that you're looking for. You're caught in between paralysis by analysis and a lot of half-finished projects, and you're actually just jumping around from one thing to the next. I've been there, trust me. But then luckily I got introduced to a theory, to be more specific, the theory of constraints. And I tried to apply it for myself to my digital journey as entrepreneur and realized I just had to follow 5 steps to constantly improve my business, make more money, and go actually from survival to something that really represents success. Okay, but let's take a step back and go to a step which I would call step 0. For this whole process to actually work, one thing must be crystal clear from the beginning, and which is your goal. Let me just help you with this, because even I got lost more than once, and to be honest, it shouldn't be that complicated. As entrepreneurs, our one and only goal should be, and probably is, hopefully is, to make money. Sounds simple, right? And how do we make money? Well, we make money through sales. Okay, so the next logical question that arises, if we do accept this reality, is how do we get there? We need to go through specific steps. We have to let people know about our product, which is also called marketing. And we have to sell them the product if they know about it, which is called sales. So when we write down the steps that we have to make in order to make money, and we see what we are currently doing, we often see where the problem lies. So this was actually my first turning point, realizing that marketing was my biggest bottleneck. Despite all my efforts and work around my business, no one actually knew about my product. Okay, but if you can't immediately find your bottleneck, here's a simple concept that I use in order to identify my biggest limitation currently in my business. I would always start by asking myself this question: what is my goal? And again, we already went over it a few times, but making money is probably and should be the biggest goal. Sounds harsh, I know, sounds like the capitalists are taking over the world, but in the end, if we want to survive as entrepreneurs, it's the only way going forward. So this will lead us actually to the next question, which is, what resources do I need in order to achieve this goal? And this step is very individual, so you have to take a look for yourself and decide how you will move forward. So a constraint in this concept would be simply a resource that we don't have enough of in order to reach our goal. So in my case, it was that, to be honest, not enough people were actually knowing about my product. And in your case, it might be that your conversion rate is too low, or that the number of people who buy after going through the whole process is still not enough. Be just aware that each of us will have a different limiting factor or constraint. Okay, let's go to the next step, which is to exploit. I had to understand that my customers wouldn't just fall from the sky. with the limited means I had to make the best out of my situation. Some people would say, why didn't you try method XYZ with this new TikTok funnel automated integration into cold email and blah, blah, blah. Sounds great. I think probably some of you may have success with it, and kudos to you. I'm happy for you. But in the end, you have to remember one key and crucial aspect, which is the ultimate constraint that we do have is our attention. And this is especially true in the beginning when we don't have a big team and we can delegate a lot of tasks to our team members. So every new method means more complexity, more cost in terms of money, and which actually should be or is probably the same as your time. And therefore, we can make less sales or less money. So that meant for me to learn to fully utilize all my resources to the max, which in my case was just contacting all my contacts through social media, through Instagram, through WhatsApp, and I even put up some flyers in order to reach out some new clients. So remember, it's about working with what you have and not always looking for new shiny objects. You should maximize the potential of your existing resources. Okay, let's go over to step number 3, which is to subordinate. This means aligning resources and activities to support the bottleneck and to put the rest on hold. Remember, we want to optimize the whole system, so we are after global optimization of our business. And we achieve this by focusing on the most impactful leverage point, which is our bottleneck. Instead of going after local optimization, like improving on aspects of our business that is not limiting our growth, even if this feels good, it won't have any major return of investment. So in my specific case, it meant consuming less of these shiny objects or making changes that weren't really necessary to my existing program, and instead focus on creating more. Whether it was YouTube videos, Instagram posts, or free webinars. For every task you take on or project you start, you should always ask yourself, will this actually help my bottleneck? If not, then you should stay strong and consistent and just say, no, I won't do it, I won't start it. Just imagine if you would invest all your energy into your biggest limitation, how quickly would you see some incredible transformations? Once you've truly exhausted the system's capacity, we need to expand it by investing in additional equipment, space, staff, whatever it may be in your case. But I want you to be fully aware of one thing. Many of us tend to take the step way too early. And trust me, I've been there. I wanted to upgrade my marketing skills, my sales skills. I even considered to hire someone without even considering to optimize and to fully exploit the resources that I'm currently having. So before you invest in something new, make sure you fully implemented the first 3 steps. Often you will discover hidden capacities without adding any additional costs. And that's exactly what I had to learn. Instead of hiring someone new, again, increasing complexity and also a financial investment, both things that we want to minimize, especially at the beginning, I had to take a step back and fully exploit the resources and methods to me available at this time without adding any additional cost or major complexity. Which brings me to my last and final step of this whole system or this theory of constraints, which is to prevent success of being the ultimate constraint. So after you've elevated the bottleneck and you've seen some success, the weakest point may shift. So therefore, you should ensure that you continuously check and identify the new bottleneck. This would mean going through the whole system through steps 1 to 4 again and again. This is one key aspect and one of the most important things in order to make your business to be in a state of constant improvement. So therefore, please remember one thing. Success is an ongoing process. So it isn't just a big win, small win once, but it should be a continuous process in order for your business to survive and, more importantly, to thrive. So stay vigilant and ready to adapt and to change along the course. If you really followed along these 5 steps, you will discover the one thing and the only thing that you need to implement in order for your business to survive. And not just that, it will help you to achieve something that is really true success, which is constant adaptation and constant improvement. Now, it is really up to you to put those steps into action. But if you still feel that you need some help, or you feel like you're burnt out and the stress is just overwhelming and you don't know how to keep your well-being intact while you run your business, then just take my free quiz, which will be down in the description, to see how you can achieve your goals without sacrificing everything else. If you want to go much more into depth, please check out the book The Goal, and as well as Dr. Alan Bernard, which actually his work blew me away, and he will give you an extraordinary in-depth view of the theory of constraints, which is helpful not just for your business, but your personal life and everything else. So if you enjoyed this video and you got some value from it, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would help me massively in order to grow my audience and to let more people know about this, for me at least, game-changing way how to think about business and how you can escape this feeling of just survival and really make tangible progress. Furthermore, let me know what was your bottleneck, or which is your bottleneck currently in your business after going through all the steps, and how you're planning on resolving it. Maybe I can give my 2 cents, or maybe someone else from the community will give you some actionable tips and ways to move forward from which you can benefit. If you enjoyed this video, there's also another video that I made earlier about goal setting in general. So if you still need some help with this, just click on this video and I will see you in the next one. See you, bye.